Many of the spirits in Ghost are on journeys of self-discovery, but few have taken quite as many turns as Isaac Higgintoot, Brandon Scott Jones. As Woodstone Manor's resident Revolutionary War captain Ghost, Isaac struggled to come to terms with his identity as a gay man after centuries in the closet. With the support of the ghosts in CBS's Ghosts, Isaac overcomes his feelings of shame for abandoning his wife during his lifetime and even forms a tentative yet meaningful relationship with Nigel Chesham, John Hartman, a refined British officer and fellow ghost. Isaac and Nigel seem perfect for each other, compatible and stable, and they get engaged in Ghost Season 3. However, when Pete, Richie Moriarty, interrupts the wedding with a speech about the power of love, Isaac realizes he wants passion in addition to companionship and leaves Nigel at the altar in the Ghost Season 3 finale. Season 4, Episode 15 brings back a character we haven't seen since Isaac's wedding, and when the man of his dreams dies on Woodstone's property, Isaac may have a chance at a real relationship in Ghost Season 5. Chris returns in Ghost Season 4, Episode 15, and ends up dying. Chris is hired again to perform at Woodstone Manor for a bachelorette party. When Nigel has his bachelor party in Season 3, Episode 7, Trevor, Asher Grodman, explains that people go a little harder than saucy limericks, and introduces the concept of a lap dance. Nigel's ex, Jenkins, Christian Doust, gives Nigel a lap dance, but when Pete blurts out what happened the next day, Sam, Rose McIvea, agrees to get Isaac a stripper for his bachelor party. The stripper Sam hires, Chris, Dean Isaac Denny's, is surprisingly unfazed by being asked to give a lap dance to an empty chair. Of course, Isaac is in the chair, but as a living, Chris cannot see Isaac. Isaac is also enthralled by Chris' knowledge of dinosaurs and fantasize about him after this event. Chris is a man with many talents, as he is also the DJ Sam hires for Isaac and Nigel's wedding. There is a fake-out when Chris nearly dies from an allergic reaction, but he survives. Realizing he was hoping Chris would die is part of the reason Isaac called off the wedding. He realizes he loves Nigel but doesn't feel the fireworks Pete had talked about with his fiancée, but he does feel it for his sculpted dinosaur aficionado. Chris returns in Season 4, Episode 15 when Sam hires him again as a stripper for Alberta's, Danielle Pinnock, great-grandniece bachelorette party at Woodstone Manor. They opt for Chris' most glamorous package, the It's Raining Men package, which includes Chris parachuting onto the property. Unfortunately, something goes wrong. Either Chris has a heart attack or the parachute fails to deploy properly. Sam and the bachelorettes watch in horror as Chris plummets directly into Jay's Utkarsh Ambudkar restaurant. Moments later, Chris Ghost looks down at his body, now the newest spirit at Woodstone Manor. Isaac can now form a proper relationship with Chris now that he's also a ghost. Chris will now be able to see, but not smell, Isaac. Isaac is now in a unique position. The living he considered such a potential soulmate that he ended his nuptials has died on the property. In CBS's Ghosts, spirits can see and hear humans, but livings cannot sense the ghosts. Now that he is dead, for the first time, Chris will be able to see and interact with Isaac. Chris Ghost will also be bound to the Woodstone Manor property, so like every ghost but Pete, he will not be able to leave. A major relationship hurdle for Isaac is his embarrassing ghost power. Because he died of dysentery, he gives off a foul odor when a living person walks through him. This unfortunate trait has earned him the nickname Founding Farter. On his wedding day, someone walks through Isaac, and as Sam scrambles to explain the bad smell, Chris casually reveals that he does not have a sense of smell, a promising trait for someone who might spend eternity sharing a bed with a ghost who died of dysentery. Why Chris is Isaac's perfect romance partner after Nigel. Nigel tolerated Isaac's love of dinosaurs while Chris will embrace it. Chris is a much better romantic partner for Isaac than Nigel could ever be. Nigel and Isaac are too similar, while Chris is more fun and relaxed. Isaac needs someone non-judgmental after decades of living with oppressive 1800s attitudes. Nigel is proper and refined, but Isaac would benefit from having someone who encourages him to loosen up and enjoy himself instead of reinforcing his innate formality, helping him along his redemption arc. Nigel tolerated Isaac's love of dinosaurs, while Chris will embrace it. In fact, Chris corrects Isaac when Isaac asks him to roar. Chris explains scientists believe Dilophosaurus is likely clicked. While Isaac had to temper his excitement for Nigel, he will be able to celebrate his eccentricities with Chris, which will bring out a lighter, more carefree side to Isaac. Nigel helped Isaac take the first steps towards self-acceptance in Ghosts, but Chris will help him find the passion he's been looking for. After centuries of restraint, Isaac deserves a romance filled with dancing, laughter, and dinosaur facts.